The following podcast may contain spoilers, strong language, graphic violence, and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. Yeah, and I'm taller.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 4 a.m. podcast. I'm your host, Rob.
Off the mics.
We are laughing at things
I'm
no
sorry.
one will get.
It's all right.
We're testing the equipment.
To my left,
Brian.
Will.
Tony.
And Joe.
we have dual birthdays.
Hey.
Yay!
Last week.
What?
Happy
Well, yes. By the time this episode,
Happy birthday, Brian.
happy birthday. And wait, we have to do like a non-copyright infringing. It's a 4 a.m. birthday.
That was my own original jam.
Happy birthday, guys! Sitting in their seats.
Eating lots of cheese.
You both have 2 eyes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for being born, so we could meet and be friends.
Thank you for loving me.
And
Will, who's the friend you brought to the podcast today?
This is
Now that lives here.
this
lives
is
here?
Rob's
Oh.
friend Triceratits.
Oh, Triceratits. Okay. That appears to be a squishmallow Triceratops
It is.
named Triceratits.
it is. So,
Spoiler
I'll hold
alert,
him when
there
I'm
is not
nervous.
one titty on that.
Well, I mean,
Well.
Will's is.
Will's
They're not attached.
It did not come with any titty.
depending on how he moves his
I'll give
arm,
it some time.
he may have both on it at once. So the story behind Triceratops tits
It
is
wasn't me.
so it was the Christmas season.
They catch you in the corner.
We want our nieces love Squishmallows, so we went to get Squishmallows at Costco.
Wait, that's the actual name of the product?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
and they were $5,
Okay.
and they had an entire bin of 5 gigantic. And this is like the big one.
Did you jump in the bin?
Sharon did.
Okay.
She legit did.
Yeah.
Because all they
that sounds awesome.
she wanted to get a unicorn for our niece, and all they had were like the dog one. I don't know. It was a not interesting one.
They had the ones no one wanted.
Right,
That's why they're
exactly.
$5 a
And she
cup.
was like, I'm going to see if they have a unicorn one. So she jumped into the bin and like dug all the way to the bottom. And it was like a Brian height bin.
So her feet were just hanging out the top. Like,
Yeah, it was legit just the they dumped the pallet. You know, it's Costco. They just
did you
dumped
It's
it
an
up
adult
there.
ball pit.
How did she get up it?
Well, because it had like the cutout in the front.
Okay.
So you could like reach in and get it. But like the bottom was like super deep. So she went in and she found one unicorn out of the whole stupid bin.
Oh wow.
And we
And she
never
found-
saw her again.
And she found one dinosaur out of the whole stupid bin. And she's like, I don't know if anybody wants this, but I found it. It's $5. We're going to buy it anyway, just in case. And we ended up not giving it to anybody. And I was like, yeah, I'll keep it. It's squishy and it's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's very soft.
Two of Rob's favorite attributes. For things.
That's right. So I like... Never mind. But anyway, so
Your wife is a hero.
yeah, my wife is definitely a hero. She's ridiculous, amazing, fearless, and
Aw.
yeah, I love her very much. Getting a head start on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and yet she's stuck
That
with
she
you.
will never hear this.
Well, I'm gonna make that's her Valentine's Day gift. I'm gonna sit
her
her down,
listen to
make her listen to the speed.
Oh, I thought you
episode.
said you were gonna leave.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Will, don't spoil her wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary. It's over.
Yeah, you're finally free.
Like, here's your gift. Make her listen to this part, and then just be like, and here's your real gift, and shut it off before it continues. Happy Valentine's
Anyway, my wife is not here to defend herself, so I'm going to just move along. We watched, I know,
So from what?
I know, from our talking about her like she's great, and I'm terrible.
Facts.
Facts of life. So we watched Speed, because that's what we rolled. Because the D20 of Fate is a heartless bitch.
Speed's not a bad movie, man. Like,
We'll decide that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
But
we'll decide what's a bad movie and what's not.
I mean, this completes us examining the entire Speed franchise because we have already done Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Correct. Which I would say is actually Speed 3, but I guess we'll get into that as we go along. Tony, you got some facts and figures on this old Speed-a-rooney?
I do. So yeah, Speed, of course, from 1994, rated R. Directed by Jan de Bont, who also did Lara Croft Tomb Raider, Cradle of Life, and RV, as well as previous episodes, Twister, Speed 2 Cruise Control, as I already mentioned,
Wait,
and The Haunting.
RV? Is that like, is that the one with Ice Cube? Or?
No, that's Are We There Yet?
Oh, okay.
This is the one, I believe, with Robin Williams in an
Oh.
RV and his family, and no one watched it.
Probably the exact same movie, just with different cast. I'm
is it
guessing.
murder?
I think it's like a family vacation.
Yeah.
Is
Was
there
there a
murder?
Transformer
Maybe.
that was like a Winnebago named RV? Because I feel like
There
that
should
Well,
should
there
be
was
a thing.
RC.
I know there was
That
RC.
was dead.
There should be an RV.
Should be.
It's like RC's dad.
There should be. I'm
Like-
guessing if there was, it was probably cut from the Michael Bay films. It was voiced by Larry the Cable Guy, and it was horribly racist.
Yeah.
That would not be cut from the Michael Bay films.
For time.
I was going to say that.
Cut for
Totally beat me
time.
to it.
Or because the animators just refused to make it.
Maybe.
They're like, sir, I'm not putting blackface on a robot.
Between Jazz, Mudflap, and Nutsack, whatever the fuck the names were.
Mudflap and Nutsack. Right?
That's close enough.
With skid mark and mud flap.
Hey, just to be clear, you're referring to the racist Transformers and not Shia LaBeouf, right?
That Nutsack that was in those movies.
But yeah, like honestly, if he cut anything for time, it would have been plot. So,
There wasn't
anyway,
any of that to begin with.
so we're way off already. All right, so starting with casting, we have again all this is rumors, but possible people who could have been Jack is pretty much everyone in Hollywood. But we have Stephen Baldwin, Kurt Russell, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis, Michael Keaton, Tom Hanks, Johnny Depp, and Tom Cruise. Oh, Jim Carrey, Brad Pitt.
Yes, Jim Carrey.
George
definitely
Clooney,
is
Nicolas Cage, Mickey
Kevin
Rourke,
Costner.
John Travolta. Like, it just
So
everybody.
legit, Nicolas Cage totally could have been in this movie.
Nicolas Cage I could see, but like Schwarzenegger, this is a different movie.
He wouldn't
Kurt
fit under the
Russell.
bus.
Clooney, Cruz. I can see all of them doing this.
Some of them, but like,
Well, when your character's an archetype, you could slide anyone.
Yeah.
yeah, but like Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford.
Yeah, that's a bit too high profile.
Get off my bus.
I was going to say it.
All right,
Tom Cruise could have just skittered under the hood.
I was hiding in the engine block the whole time.
I'm sorry, I can't help you. I'm not tall enough to get on the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, he still wouldn't have been taller even at the end.
This is one of the roles, the many, many roles that would have been better if played by Danny DeVito. Imagine him trying to make the jump onto the bus.
It's like a little potato, just like
Oh, I love Danny DeVito.
You would have seen him go. Like, it would have been like a side-on shot. He just jumps, he gets about halfway, but bounces in.
Yes.
Damn!
That's a botch.
But Jan de Bont,
Touchdown!
Jan de Bont insisted. That's crap. No, Jan de Bont insisted on Keanu
Bullshit.
Reeves, but on the one condition that at first he get a better haircut, which apparently Fox flipped out about.
He had, like, the
'cause-
long hair?
Yeah, he typically had the long hair back then, and
Yeah.
in this, obviously, he's sporting a
Jan de Bont defended his position by playing the Twister Tornado Growl.
yes. But that's the weird thing. It was like you need to get a haircut fitting of a real police officer, but the Twister can sound like a monster.
A real police officer.
Annie was almost played by Rosanna Arquette, Joan Cusack, Gina Davis,
This could have literally been anyone.
Gwyneth Paltrow, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, again,
Gwyneth Paltrow, would she have... Oh, God.
what goo joke do you have? Lock and load.
It's Goop. And,
Yes, that's you. She would have...
It's all.
She would have warded Dennis Hopper off with one of her vagina-scented candles.
Should have threw a jade egg at him. Where'd that come from? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's good for you. Rub it on your face.
No, but of course, instead we got Sandra Bullock, who had actually learned how to drive a bus for this movie. And learned how to drive.
Okay.
Keanu Reeves did a bunch of his own stunts for this movie. And the beginning when he punches through that window or elbows it, that was real. Like, that was not supposed to happen. The jumping the highway scene
God damn it.
was added in later on when Jan de Bont saw that the highway was still not finished in LA, which was a big joke going
It was
around.
like, this movie's a little too reasonable. What can I do? What can
Let's
I
not
do?
jump the shark.
Yeah.
Let's take care of that.
Let's do it twice in this movie.
Are these funfetti cake sticks?
They're good.
Kind of.
Ridiculous.
The
Birthday
crew,
dicks.
the crew underestimated the distance the bus would jump the first time they did it, and they destroyed a shitload of cameras and
I
equipment.
can't imagine.
And then, now this is hearsay, but it's my favorite thing that I discovered about this, which was apparently the year earlier, while filming Demolition Man, Rob Schneider got word of the quote-unquote silly bus movie Sandra Bullock was going to do, and poked fun at her for what a flop it was going to be.
Who's laughing now, Rob Schneider? You fuck.
Well, he's laughing at all those crazy people that vaccinate their children.
Oh, is he an anti-vaxxer?
Yeah.
And he's like a weird right winger.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Because it's not like he's got a lot to do these days.
Grown Ups 3 will happen.
Sure.
Yeah, well.
He's such a peddler of good ideas.
So, speaking of good ideas, how much money was spent on this movie?
Oh, Lord. I'm going to go with Jurassic Park and $62 million. It's probably more, but...
$20 million.
70 million.
Brian said 20.
Yep.
It's 94. I don't know if I want to lowball that. 3.7 in a gold watch. 3.7 million in a gold watch. The ransom of this movie.
Oh, wow. No, it was... I will give it to Brian. It was $30 million.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Want to guess how much it made?
I feel like this movie was talked about nonstop the year it came out.
$250 million.
I'm going to say 170.
I think if you, like, put all of the money in a bus, it would fill it up. I don't...
We're talking pennies,
I don't know
quarters,
what that means.
Singles?
Singles.
pesos.
175.
200 million.
Brian gets it again. It was actually $350 million.
Jesus.
Oh,
Christ.
man.
Wow.
All right.
That's like
Well
a
done.
10-to-1 investment.
Yes. I mean, I'm to be clear, I'm not certain if the information I had was like the most recent, like if there were any re-releases or anything. Though I don't think Speed really got any of those. So,
I feel like if it got like a Blu-ray, it would look worse because of like
oh
it
yeah,
would show like the practical. I don't know.
yeah, it would definitely show some signs of aging.
See the
Kobe.
wheels under every...
Oh, sneaky.
So Kobe is a slow, lumbering person with no hand-eye coordination.
In my mind, that looked cool.
The
Did
white,
you-
Kobe.
The white mamba.
Don't
Kobe, before
in
you
this
read that
movie?
list, would you like some cheese dip for those?
I might get it. I have to put a whole bunch of snacks in my face while I read the cast.
All right. Well, we still got a cake coming, so
I'm
just
gonna-
fair
I'm
warning.
gonna eat a chip after each person. So, Keanu Reeves plays Jack Traven.
Enjoy.
Bryce Hopper plays Howard Pym. Sandra Bullock plays Annie. Joe Morton plays Captain McMahon. Jeff Daniels plays Harry. Alan Rock plays Steven. And Glenn Plummer plays a Jaguar owner, otherwise known as Toon Man.
Who?
So,
I'm
Who
almost
was the
embarrassed by
last
that. But I'm also kind of impressed by that, Joe.
just quick question. Now that no one's listening, do you want to get the cake?
Toon Man.
Oh, Toon Man. Okay.
Yeah, Toon Man.
I am really sorry to all the fans out there that don't like the munching into the
The
microphone.
ASMR.
Yeah.
Some
Listen,
people are
nobody's written in about it,
Some
so
people are getting
I
really
just
hard.
assume
Because
everybody
nobody's
loves
listening, they just turn us off.
it. Everybody loves it.
So,
This is what you sign up for. Listen, people are jacking it to this. So just me when I'm editing, I guess.
Just
Yeah,
yeah.
the only way you can know that for sure is if you are partaking.
By people, you mean yourself.
There are
Yeah.
7 Tostitos in my mouth right now. I cannot swallow.
Jesus.
It's never been a problem for you before.
So yeah. So
So we're calling them now. Tostitos.
so I saw this movie
Yeah, Joe
not in the
Barn.
theater,
Oh.
but I saw it on like USA or TNT or one of those channels or TBS.
Where it
One
was
of those
on
channels.
every weekend.
Yeah. I saw it a bunch and I enjoyed it.
I don't even remember. Did we couldn't have seen this in theaters.
So I've never seen this movie.
Wow.
What?
Really?
Yep, this is my first time.
Wow.
I intentionally avoided it because it looked like everything I hated about 90s movies. All in one little package.
So you agree it was that silly bus movie?
Ah.
So you're saying you agree with Rob Schneider?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm a Schneiderite.
Schneider hit.
Yeah.
Heard it here first, folks. Rob endorsed Rob Schneider.
I've
The
gone
Robs
around
stick together.
I've gone around filling vaccine needles with just oxygen.
I thought you were going to say with autism.
He just has a jar of autism.
No, Will. They're already filled with autism. That's why you shouldn't vaccinate your children.
Okay. Let's move on.
So,
Jesus.
Brian's too busy eating to give his views and opinions speech.
we got a movie called Speed, right?
Yep.
It's a bus. Gotta go fast. Subway train.
Sure.
Gotta go fast. Elevator
Right.
shaft's gonna drop. Go fast.
Yeah.
How do we begin? Slow ass credit crawl.
What the
long
hell,
elevator
man?
Long ass.
Forever.
credit.
We were waiting for Batman to show up.
At least, if you're gonna do this, make the elevator make it go faster as the time goes on. Like,
Right.
have those little superstructure bars whip by quicker, so it's getting more intense or something.
Yeah, there was
That
something.
could be 3 minutes of just the inside of an elevator shaft.
It's like a boring ass documentary about elevators.
Yeah.
Napping
Hey, hey.
in an elevator.
You remember how cool it was when they did the trench run? Imagine if no one was shooting at them. They just kind of took their time,
When it was slow.
and it was upset. It was going straight
And
down.
Porkins isn't yelling, "Stay on target."
That's about it.
5 marks at 210.
Wedge's mustache or
Biggs.
Biggs' mustache isn't like
No
being
big.
super prominent.
Yeah, but it was. We were talking about this before. Like, I know this was back when we did more with the credits. That was more of a thing, having credits at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
But like, you could have halfway through these credits, like, started having these people start talking to each other, like, get to know them a little. You know, have some kind of
Show
interaction
me
with
outside
them.
of the building or something.
Well,
Like,
yeah, that too,
just
but-
anything.
But
how
I'm
about,
talking
like-
about like straight up getting this movie going.
How about panning along the street up to the building they're in? You see the yellow marker lines, and it just gets faster and faster. Those lines get closer, up until you get to the building, and then you zoom
Maybe
up
a
to
bus
the...
drives by. Just to put a little
Maybe,
foreshadowing in
yeah,
there.
that's fine too. But I'm like, just something
You
to
see Sandra
indicate,
Bullock hit like a fire hydrant driving her
Yeah.
car.
something to make you think you might have sat in the
Yeah.
right theater.
Indeed.
But yeah.
Well, you do, because you get those sweet texts that come flying at the screen.
yeah, suspiciously like the Twister intro.
This movie begins proper with Dennis Hopper goblining in a elevator shaft, mucking with some controls.
Oh boy.
And, Mr. Security Guard comes over with his walkie-talkie. He's like, "I'll give you such a reprimand, Dennis Hopper. You better produce a work order." And he's like, "I got my work order right here." And it's an actual work order, but then he still stabs him in the ear with a knife.
But he's like, oh, let me check my bag for the work order. And it's the most suspicious looking thing I've ever seen. It's like, hey, I obviously have something held under this piece of paper.
In all fairness,
Yes.
now his hand is jacked up, and the hand he reaches for the work order with is his jacked up hand. So the security guard was like, "The guy's hand is fucked up." Like,
That's gross. Don't touch me
Yeah,
with
but he should have backed up to begin with just
like,
because
use
of that.
Like, use the other hand. Oh! That's what it was.
So what you're saying, all this is a magic trick, and you're just like, look at the weird hand, look at the weird hand, stab!
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Sleight of hand.
It was that security guard's second day on the job, and he was 2 weeks away from retirement.
I think it was Neville Longbottom's father. telling you.
Stabs him in the ear. Crucio.
That's what made him stupid.
We lied to Harry to make it seem like he had normal parents, and we not lied to Neville to make it think like he had wizard parents. Like he just got stabbed in the ear by some weirdo.
Yeah, my
Stabbed in an
parents,
elevator shaft.
my parents got the Cruciatus curse. Nah, dude, they just got screwdrivered in the temple.
Yeah.
So,
By a crinkled hand.
Oh, you're talking about Harry Potter?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then we cut to a meeting where they were like, hey, remember the 80s when we had like corporate pistols and cocaine everywhere?
Yeah, we were waiting for Ed 209 to show up.
Those are good times. Maybe we should think about doing that. All right, meeting adjourned. Let's all go home. And then they go and they get in the elevator.
$1
shaft.
million.
All right. So anyway, subtle Birdemic joke. So
Subtle.
yeah, they get in the elevator.
Yeah, that's the word I was thinking.
And they're going down, and suddenly the elevator cable blows up. What the hell? And the elevator's falling. And I like that the freaking brakes kick in. And like, because I hate in all the movies where like you cut the elevator cord and the elevator's just immediately fucked.
Wow.
Like, there's a lot of security systems you have to disable before the elevator will fall.
Yeah.
Um,
But he's prepared for it. He had
Like,
3 years.
Asking old man Gravity for permission.
yeah. So, yeah, now we get the cops show up because there's a bomber guy that wants $3 million, or he's going to blow the brakes on the elevator.
Yeah.
And
3 million?
Yep,
Set your sights high, buddy.
that's what he thinks he was owed.
I guess.
Was there something about that should have been his pension or some shit?
Something like that. Yeah, because I guess he was forced into retirement by his thumb getting blown off, and he should have been. If he had worked the whole time, I think that's what he would have been owed.
Blown off into the
Yeah.
palm of his hand.
And so, yeah, he
Playing with them 80s. What's
yeah,
happened?
we'll do that. This was a better prosthetic than most. It wasn't good.
Then most what?
Yeah, of this time. I
But
mean,
that's-
other than Forrest Gump, there really wasn't a lot else going on for good, like body part removal prosthetics.
It's like you said his
I
thumb got
guess.
blown off,
Yeah.
but like I honestly just thought he had like a straight up penguin style flipper hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because like every time we see anything alluding to it, it just looks like a mangled mess.
His hand got mangled and he got handicapped for it, and he didn't take it very well.
Handicap.
What?
All right, so
Ha! I see what you did there.
all right, so they get on top of the elevator. They're like, "Oh, this guy's
I'm hanging out with Rob too much.
This guy's a pro. He's got bombs. All right, what are we going to do? We're supposed to be waiting." Keanu Reeves is like, fuck waiting. I got a gut instinct. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get this crane on the roof. We're going to hook the elevator up to it.
Which, how did he know it was there?
I don't think he did.
He's like, let's just go see what's up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again,
It's like
gut
the-
instincts,
Well,
Brian.
I mean, Brian, if you consider the highway's not done, the subway's not done, chances are none of the buildings are complete either. There's
construction
there's probably a
everywhere.
crane on every one.
It's like Gotham City. There's always.
Yeah.
So Gotham sucks.
Yeah.
It's all Bruce Wayne's fault.
It is. Keeping the man down.
So now we start a routine theme where Jeff Daniels' character is like, pop quiz. Here's a situation. What do you do? In this scenario, this is the one with the hostage. It's a guy has a hostage at the airport. He's backing towards a plane. Yeah, and Keanu Reeves is like, shoot the hostage. So all right, they hook the elevator up to a crane, and then just Dennis Hopper's like, don't fuck with daddy, and he blows the brakes.
Yep.
Like he blows bombs that he hooked up to the brakes, and it causes the elevator to fall a bit, but the crane's holding it sort of till
Best
it
it
rips
can.
free of its
Yeah.
mountings.
Yeah.
And bounces off of a bunch of conveniently placed objects that cause the elevator to take like a bunch of like small bumps down. All the while we're unloading passengers from the elevator. It's real suspenseful.
The music's going.
It is legit suspenseful. You're like
Yeah.
waiting for somebody to get cut in half.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sadly, it doesn't happen.
Get a good butt shot of that one girl.
Yeah, you do get a nice butt shot
Pretty
of that
decent
one
butt
girl.
shot.
But they start unloading when they have like basically a mail slot. I was just like, no, I don't.
You don't know how long you got like time for. Gotta get everybody out. All right, so then they're like, all right, we got everybody out. Yay! This guy's got to be in the building. I don't know, gut instinct.
Yeah.
And yeah, they track down, they decide he's got to be in the freight elevator just cuz. He's like, how the fuck did you figure that out?
Well, it started with just like, we stopped all the elevators and we checked them already. He's like, all elevators? Because did we do the service ones? We're like, oh, fuck, no, we're terrible at our jobs. We didn't. It's like, let's go check those out. Which, sure enough, that's where it was.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, if you're going to do that, you, like, there's controls. Bring this service elevator to where to a floor of your choice. And then, like, you know, open it then. I know he was fucking with the service elevator where it looked like it was opening on other floors than where it actually was.
But still, if they had tried to move it and nothing happened or something, that would have been a good indicator.
Yeah. So he gets out. He gets Jeff Daniels as a hostage. He's got a bomb where he's got like a dead man trigger and a bunch of dynamite in a vest around him. And Keanu Reeves is like, okay, shoot the hostage, and he shoots Jeff Daniels in the leg. Jeff Daniels falls over, and like Dennis Hopper's like, all right, peace, I'm out, and runs outside, and then his bomb goes off and blows Keanu Reeves down the hallway. And it looks like Dennis Hopper died, even though, like, they should have found some parts of a body.
But also,
maybe he blew somebody up.
Yeah, maybe.
But it was like legit 2 seconds after he closed the door. There's no way he had time to get out of a blast radius or, you know, any...
Well, the only two people who were nearby were kind of fucked by the bomb. Like, they weren't getting up anytime soon.
He could have had the body of the guard he killed.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, like, Dennis Hopper goes through the door, and like 2 seconds later, the bomb it explodes. Yeah, like he would have been in that.
I think
blast.
that was just editing to.
Yeah, I get it.
The Joker. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
But that is, you were saying they would have found some kind of body or something. Like, I'm just imagining there was like a ton of people that died in that explosion. They just don't talk about it in the movie. There are body parts everywhere. Like,
it was the daycare.
We cut to a medal ceremony where, you know, like Keanu and Jeff Daniels and Chewbacca are getting their medals.
Chewbacca
will have to wait another 30 years.
He did have.
Fuck that guy.
I always think when he roars at the end to make everybody stand at attention, I think he was just saying, "Where's mine?"
Yeah.
He still never got his own, honestly.
Well, I mean,
You got hand-me-downs.
it took 30 years. Like,
hand-me-downs.
nah.
Well, no, because we don't know what medal he actually got.
I don't know. Anyway,
Hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, don't take
arm
our
ripping
Wookiee
off
in a hot dog
contest.
eating contest. You're fucked. He gets his Wookiee rage on. All right. Anyway, we're having a silent conversation.
We're like,
Fucking
Nothing kept going. We were, you know.
Okay, so
Fuck you. You're cool. Sorry. I got wrapped up.
was that at Will or Triceratits?
Triceratops.
yeah, definitely.
You're cool, Triceratops. Stay cool.
Yeah.
It is very soft.
All right, so again, I'm like, where's the body? Unless like the bomb didn't look like it was big enough that it would just evaporate a person.
Right.
Like you'd have to have found something. But yeah, like you said, he could have blew up someone else, and maybe it was 1994. DNA testing wasn't the greatest.
Not all.
And they didn't even bother to check the service elevator, so they're clearly not very
It's the
good at their job.
LAPD, you know, they're not doing
They
that.
had no one to beat up. So
Yeah.
Although, here's the sad part about this. This is typical, you know, it's a movie, so the police kind of suck. They're not the best at their job, except the one guy who's amazing. But it's led by Joe Morton. I'm disappointed. Look at Joe Morton.
Okay.
I expected better. That's all.
I mean, he was about to
Well,
start
he was-
building the robots for.
Yeah.
Well, he was,
Cyberdyne.
He read the hell out of that script.
well, wasn't he also? He was leading the Detroit PD in RoboCop, right? Or was that someone else?
No, someone else.
somebody
No, someone else.
Wasn't he in something else that we watched, though?
He was.
Yes.
So Joe Morton's mustache game was pretty good in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He's trying to build Terminators till this guy blew up his laboratory and almost killed his son, so he had to rebuild them with the Terminator parts.
So
And a mother bomb.
the medal ceremony is being watched by Dennis Hopper, who gives it a good sarcastic clap. Then we cut to a bar, and I'm going to be honest, like some sort of bar celebration scene. I was skipping through parts of this movie because I was watching it late last night. I had to go to work this morning, and
You didn't miss anything except
So-
for Mac's mom.
Yeah, you
missed-
always Sunny.
You missed Mrs. Mac.
I kept tapping like the 30-second skip button during scenes like this. So Max said something about one day your luck runs out, and I don't know.
Yeah,
Did I
nothing
miss
mattered
any-
in
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
scene.
that's
Yeah.
fine. Let's move on.
All right. So
we are going down fast.
yeah. The next morning, you see Keanu go get his coffee and his muffin, and he's talking to his bus driver buddy, who's like, "I'm going to get in my bus. I'm going to drive." Bus explodes, and then this is the part like I don't get where like Dennis Hopper calls him on a payphone. Like that's a big leap of logic that he's going to want to answer that phone right there while this friend just blew up.
That's what I was like. This is back in 1994. Cell phones were still new, so it was not like that odd of a thing for a payphone to be ringing like that.
But it was just weird. Like, couldn't he have just like paid a little kid to come up and give him a phone or something? I don't know. Anyway, so also Keanu Reeves does some prime quality acting here when he's near the fire, and he's like, the noises he's making near the fire of the blown up bus is really good.
He chases the bus down. Like, what are you gonna do, man? It's on
Yeah.
fire. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
He might still be okay. Like,
That guy
nope.
is dead.
If you ever drop
He's
your
a-
keys into a river of molten lava, don't go after him.
Yeah.
Stop, drop, and roll, man.
I do wish there was an edit where during the scene, like a skelly man can reaches out like,
Like I half expected him to just like pull just his head out and start giving it mouth to mouth. Like, you'll be all right, man. You'll be all right. Like, no.
So he's like, check it out. There's a bus. When it goes above 50 miles an hour, the bomb arms. If it goes below 50 miles an hour, the bomb goes off. I need my $3.7 million now. And it seems like he gives Keanu the bus number. It seems like he had more to say. Keanu Reeves is like, I gotta go.
But he also says, he's like, it took me 2 years to set up the elevator stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
And
what?
5 minutes to figure out this bus thing. All I needed was a bus schedule.
Some C4, and that's about it.
But yeah, I also like this. He's, what if I told you there was a bomb on this bus? He'd be like, I want to know which bus. And he's like, oh, you think I'd tell you that easily? He's like, yeah. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, just, okay.
Good boy.
He's like, otherwise you're just gonna blow up some random bus.
Right. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
not
know.
get your money.
Right.
What are we doing?
So, all right, now we cut to bus 2525. And we see
Get it?
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Get it?
Wait,
I don't get it.
I
What
don't
is
get
it?
it.
if man is still
Because
alive.
25 and 25 is 50.
Oh, is
I
it?
don't know, is that a joke?
You can't go under.
Oh,
I gotta feel that was intentional.
That's great. Great.
okay.
Or is it 52?
Shit your pants, Joe. Shit your pants.
That's what I say about that joke.
Yeah.
Make it.
Well, no, but I wasn't directing that at you.
Okay.
I mean, technically, you were pointing your ass at
I was
him.
pointing my ass at you.
You
but
were.
it was meant as commentary towards
Why wouldn't
that.
they just make it bus 50?
50-50.
Because, Rob, even though the gold watch is kind of gaudy, putting your name on it is, a little too much.
Sure. So we finally, after what feels like 40 Bullockless minutes,
Get a Sandra Bullock.
get a Sandra Bullock in this movie, who I thought was a headlining actor, but it feels like there's been a third of a movie playing already without one.
So, like, which one of them is the vampire? Like, did she turn him or did he turn her into a vampire?
The hell are you talking about right now?
Because both of them are like,
They haven't really aged much.
yeah, they haven't really
since-
aged.
Oh, all right.
Really, Brian? Which one was in Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Keanu.
Oh,
Wait, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's
Although,
where he got turned.
I'm not going to
Gary
get into this
Oldman,
conversation.
Who also has a name.
I'm not
And
get-
Gary Oldman got turned by,
Anthony Hopkins?
no. Oh, fuck.
We gotta stop
Damn it,
this.
what's his name now?
Stop it. Stop it. You know why? Because the last time I had this conversation, I was like, you know who doesn't age? That David Bowie.
All right. We'll stop. No, who
I mean, he
is
doesn't
that
age
guy?
anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's
He's
not.
the same age.
Ryan!
He's the same age forever.
Doesn't really age so much; it's just decomposed now. But yeah, I get
My
what you
bad, my
mean.
bad.
Oh, and actually, for that matter, in Giant Mnemonic, who
Sorry.
plays Dracula all the time?
Do you want ants?
No.
Because this is how you get ants.
By throwing a little bag of cocaine at you?
Dolph Lundgren.
No.
The Dolphin.
No. Udo Kier.
Udo Kier, yeah. Okay.
Udo Kier.
He doesn't age.
I mean, he's been a vampire.
Yeah, well, I'm saying he was the first, and he spread. All right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I'm just glad I got
who
that.
else is on this bus with Sandra Bullock? None other than
Ghouls and goblins.
yeah, none other than Cameron from Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
And you immediately hate this dude.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Mm.
All right.
We've
So-
all encountered those weird tourists.
Yeah.
It's not even just a tourist thing. He's just a talkative guy.
Yeah, he's probably from like the Midwest or something.
Yeah, he's that guy who, like, whenever you get on a bus, a train, or whatever, is just like, oh, there's a person near me. Let's talk about things. And you're like, dude, I have my headphones in for a reason.
Probably some
I feel
freaking
like you
yokel
got some
from
good
North
bus
Carolina.
people stories.
Oh, I do.
I think the holster with the string that goes around your thigh would be better for quick drawing.
Oh, you got the strings?
You got the strings last time?
So
Did
anyway,
that slow you down any?
so
You know who doesn't age? The Yul Brenner.
so what even happens now? Okay, yeah. So Keanu, he takes his SUV, try to catch the bus, tries to get on it, elbows the fucking bus window, which causes Sam, the bus driver, to be like, "Hell no!" and drives off.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. That was not intentional. That was him actually just elbowing through a glass window.
Keanu was just going full throttle at the bus, and it was him or it.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had like had his badge out to start,
Yeah.
the bus
Oh, yeah.
probably would have
Yeah,
stopped.
like, yeah.
Yeah, take that badge out, start tapping that against the window. You'll get
A
results.
He's
little
just
too much
running-
of a point break.
Yeah. He's just running after this bus, screaming at these people.
Yeah, and again, I can tell you from experience, running after a bus screaming for it to stop will not work.
Now, have you been on the bus side of this or the
I've
running
been
side
on
of
both sides of this, and they do not give a shit.
Tony,
Yes.
you were running.
I was running, Brian.
Now, did you
I
punch
didn't
and
say
break?
for long.
Did you punch and break the window?
I did not.
Oh, man. Love to see that.
So now he commandeers Toon Man's car,
Toon
who
Man.
I don't believe was listening to any tunes,
No music going.
No.
and he just like.
But he doesn't listen to music. He tunes pianos for a living.
So anyway, so they
Or he
take his
makes
car,
tuna.
drive after the bus.
He's a fishmonger.
He
Tuna Man.
he gives Sam. Well, he makes a note that dramatically flies against the windshield of the bus, saying that there's a bomb on it. So Sam, the bus driver's like, oh, "Okay."
Better stop.
Yeah.
He's like, no, don't stop. Somehow he signals him to not do that. Then he's like, I gotta get on that bus. I'm gonna rip the door off your car.
Mind you, it's convertible.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fucking convertible.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's-
stuff.
He's just an asshole.
Yeah. At least he checked if he was insured. But then he's like, I do like Toon Man though when he's like, mind if I take your phone? Toon Man's like, yeah, just take the phone.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
what,
like-
at this point,
my
fuck?
day's shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going home and crying for the rest of the day.
And then
Whatever
he
you want.
jumps on the bus, and Toon Man is now like kind of straddling the gear shifter, trying to drive.
This
and-
part made me
Dude,
like
so
laugh
stupid.
because Toon Man was not wearing a seatbelt and he crashed into all those water
Yep.
buckets. He would have died instantly, just like gotten flown out of his convertible. But oh no, he's fine. He's
flown
just
over the windshield of the
Yeah.
convertible.
yeah. He just got wet. He's fine.
And that's it for Toon Man. And so they decided in the sequel that we need a much bigger role for him.
Well,
And
that's-
that was
Oh,
Final
I
Chase.
forgot he came back in
yeah.
the
Yeah.
sequel.
Oh
Yeah.
That was his,
Couldn't get Keanu Reeves.
his
but
little
we got
boat.
Toon Man.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. I kept asking these guys, like, is he a famous actor? Because I knew I saw him before.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's been.
Probably, yeah, I've probably seen him around, but like I remembered him probably from Speed 2.
Me too,
Did
yeah.
he have a similar role in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, same
The
exact
same
thing.
exact thing, but it's a
except
boat.
the boat.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
Ugh.
but that's the sad thing.
Tuna Man.
This scene kind of works partly because the jokes, like, oh, well, you fucked up my door. Sure, have my phone or whatever. You can relate to this guy a little, and it kind of works.
He
But
says a good, oh shit.
yeah, so apparently
we've all
it was
got a little bit of Toon Man in us. We keep
But-
him in our hearts.
apparently it was like such a wonderful gag. We just had to put it in the sequel.
Right, yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Oh,
man.
such a wonderful premise of a movie. We had to make a sequel.
Mm.
All right, so Keanu's on the bus, and I love this one guy on there who's like some kind of criminal, and he just immediately jumps to the conclusion that Keanu Reeves did all of that to come arrest
Just to
him.
get him.
Yeah.
When you're
Wouldn't
paranoid, that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Fear can make you think all kinds of crazy stuff.
Meth
can
is
make
a
you
hell of a
grow
drug.
all sorts of facial hair shapes.
Yeah, yeah, he did have.
Why are you looking at
he
me
did have
when
a
you say that?
questionable like
wasn't
facial hair setup. So this guy's like, "Get away from me, man!" Pulls a pistol out, and then like Keanu's about to pass his speech check and talk the guy down when this other guy who is known only as Gigantor.
No, he says his name.
Well, yes.
He's
known
Ortiz.
later as,
He's Ortiz later, I believe.
Ortiz, yes.
But yeah, tries to fucking like wrestle him to the ground, and then
It's like trying to sneak in Skyrim
yeah.
when your AI partner is just running straight into everything.
Running through all the barrels and pots.
Yeah.
It goes everywhere.
Are we being quiet?
I guess I'm gonna die now. All right, thanks.
Or you get one of those the Dragonborn NPCs that talk every 2 seconds, and he's like, "Let me tell you about a time I was in Hammerfell."
But yeah, he goes and shoots the bus driver.
Yeah, Sam shot. So Sandra Bullock's character Annie takes the wheel, and Keanu Reeves just goes sick house on this like criminal guy, like a proto John Wick, except much crappier filmed and edited. And
Motivated.
yeah. So the bus like hits one car in such a way that it launches it over the truck that it was about to get towed onto, like over a ramp. And I'm like, you know what? That was okay. I was okay with that.
All right.
Because at this point, they're no longer on the highway. They have to get off the highway.
Yeah.
Because of traffic.
Traffic jam. So, yeah, this part where she's driving through all the signs on the highway and like scraping the bus up again alongside the other cars, I'm like, this is kind of cool. This is some pretty
Yeah,
good,
that's fine. It's
pretty good.
She would
bus
not still be
hijinks.
going 50 at that point, but
Mhm.
it's
relatively realistic stuff
Yeah.
happening.
Practical.
All right, so now Keanu Reeves pops the floor out of the bus and looks under there. He's talking through Cameron to Jeff Daniels on his phone, and find out that there's a bomb with a shitty watch on it.
Shitty gold watch.
Shitty gold watch. Jeff Daniels is like, shitty gold watch. Let me ponder about that for a little while.
I just got one of those.
Yep. Then they're driving through city streets right now, causing all kinds of hijinks. They frag like what you call it, a carriage full of cans.
Now that scene is fucked up
Yeah,
because like it's a woman pushing a baby carriage, baby stroller.
and like they play it on. They introduce her for a little while, like she's having a conversation with someone else, and then she pushes the baby stroller right out into the street.
And like this bus just fucking houses it.
Boom.
like,
Cans, Brian. They were just
the
cans.
fucked up part about it is that like when it hits it,
You're not sure.
You
no
don't know.
cans pop out
Yeah.
after it lands and rolls around, which is not what would happen. It'd be smithereens to start. But like Sandra Bullock's like, oh my god, I killed the baby! Oh my god, I killed the baby! Like it's just hilarious.
Kicked it like a field goal.
I also like Joe said, we kind of build her up a little bit first because, and this is just me, but the way it was edited, I was like, oh, Sandra Bullock is really noticing these people for whatever reason. So the fact that she then looks away as this woman and her baby are stepping out makes it so much worse.
She was checking something else on the bus or something.
It
Well,
was-
yeah, she
I
was
don't know.
talking to
She was,
Jack. and
Checking
just-
Keanu Reeves out. That's what she
Yeah.
was
She
doing.
was.
It's hit baby Oscar from Ghostbusters 2.
This Janosch pulls up.
What the hell
I
did you
was
do?
waiting for this.
It's
You
so
killed my baby.
Gotta fucking two-wheel the bus as we do a hard right onto the abandoned highway. It's still under construction. So yeah, Chief Mack here, or Lieutenant Mack or whatever, has got a good plan. He's like, we got this highway that no one's on. You just drive around on that. Good times.
Fucking guy.
Yep.
For some reason, there's a highway no one ever uses. So it's because it's not finished. Oh.
You're all fired.
Nothing is.
So now, like Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves are starting to like bond a little bit. They have some decent enough dialogue. I wasn't really bothered by anything going on with this.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Then like he gets a call from Dennis Hopper, who's like, nah, and he's like, check it out. I gotta get this wounded guy off the bus. If he dies, that ain't gonna help you get your money. If you let him go, that will help you get your money.
Mm-hmm.
You still got plenty of people to blow up. Dennis Hopper's like, no, you got a deal. So they pull up this like big like 18-wheeler flatbed trailer up to the bus and launch Sam out.
But then this old ass lady.
Yeah.
Well, she's not old.
Helen.
She's older.
50, yeah.
It's what you say? It's Dwight's girlfriend
Yeah,
in
in
the office.
the dinner party episode.
Yeah, his
I
babysitter.
looked on her Wikipedia. She's been in literally like
Yeah,
everything.
I've seen her in a ton of stuff. I'm sure she plays like conservative,
Grandma.
religious, crazy
Also-
person.
Again, maybe just me because I'm crazy, but I was picturing this is the part for keeping everything in canon here. Keanu Reeves when he's Constantine, when we see that thing, the flashback of him on the bus and that old lady turns into a ghoul. I think this is what he was picturing.
Could be.
Much like the chicken alien, that like the one that looks like the Beetlejuice monster, the one that does nothing but freak out and like cause things to go wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. Like in the vein of her, this woman loses her shit, and then the fucking police officer's like, "Come on, lady, do it."
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like egging her on.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, I don't think anyone properly communicates that other people cannot get on
Yeah,
this bus.
nobody
you
knows
would
what
think
the
that would
hell's
be
happening.
when they're getting the rig up. That's one thing Keanu Reeves would say. It's
You
like,
would think.
He did
we
say-
could
he
get
did-
off Sam and only Sam.
Well, yeah, he says it to Joe Morton, but I don't
Yeah.
think Joe Morton tells anybody. And like we got
communication, guys.
Yeah, we got people in helicopters. None of them are like, "Hey, before you get on that highway, there's a big hole up ahead."
Yeah.
Or, no, there's so little planning and so much of what people do.
Bless you.
So yeah, she goes for it. Badoom! The bomb blows out the step that she's on. She falls under the bus and gets run over.
Oh, it's horrible.
Brutal
And
stuff.
we all made the comment like, wouldn't the shrapnel from that exploding just automatically rip like at least the front tire up or something? You know.
Well, I think because it blew a metal like plate out that can that can hold people's weight. So it would do something to that tire.
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
it?
It's right next to that wheel well,
Yeah.
too.
I don't know.
He is a demolitions expert. He can
Yes.
set a charge to only blow up when he wants to blow up. Obviously, duh.
Yeah, but we're talking about like the metal that was gone was run over.
He's
by
a
the time-
demolition expert.
Oh, okay,
he can
all
like
right,
do
all right.
whatever he
No,
wants.
you're right.
to-
You're
to-
right.
Gosh,
I didn't think of it that way.
I mean, he lost his thumb. He's like, you know what? I got to get better at this, and he does.
And Keanu's like, see, that's what happens when you're a selfish bitch.
So yeah, Keanu's
You
like,
get run over.
damn it! Remember.
Yes, she deserved to die.
And I hope she burns in hell.
Mac's like, all right, so you think that sucked? Check it out. I'm going to ruin this whole movie right now. They didn't finish building the highway.
Yeah.
There's at least a 50-foot gap that you're going to have to jump. Looks like I'm going to have to jump. And I remember as a 14-year-old boy just being like, I was on board. I really wanted this to work. And we're done.
Goodbye.
We're done right
Yeah,
here.
goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, why is this in the film? Were we that desperate to pad it out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you not noticed the 12 acts in this film? Yeah,
Yeah.
they were desperate to pad it out.
To be fair, from what I was reading, a lot of the stuff is basically about how everyone was like, this is going to be a dumb, boring bus movie. So they tried to do everything they can to make it not boring.
to make it.
Well,
Which is why we have an elevator scene, we have
Well,
a
it was weird
train
'cause
scene.
They were succeeding for so long. Like, there's other shit you could throw in front of the bus.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
other, like, make the bus make other crazy turns.
Don't get me
something.
wrong, I'm not
Yeah.
defending this option, this the way they went, but like
Mhm.
it seems like they were so desperate to not make it boring that they just threw everything at
Yeah.
it,
Well, like
even when it wasn't needed.
you get a movie like this, you get one of each thing to happen. Like if they had done
Yeah.
another weird turn, it'd have been one too much, too many.
Mhm.
You know. And so toward the end of this movie, they just speed up again, and it was like again because you only get one of the special things that happen. Like that's it.
Although we do get kind of a reprise of this, because of course Well, we're jumping ahead. Never
Well, no,
mind.
like when that happens, it feels like again.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like
So,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, cut one of them, man. Come on.
all right. So if there is no way to possibly make this happen in any sort of practical effects situation, because they didn't CGI this, they actually launched a bus
Yep.
off of a giant dirt ramp.
Yep.
And they had to put the driver in a special stunt harness because otherwise he would die.
Right.
And it only flew maybe like 20 feet.
Yep.
Fucking don't put it in the movie. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know anybody who saw this and was like, that was cool.
It would just immediately nosedive to the.
Or,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, have it fall off the highway and somehow miraculously
Keep
like
going.
land on something and keep going. You know, and Sandra Bullock's got to do a bunch of crazy moves or something to keep it from falling over. Anything would be better than it makes the fucking jump.
I mean, beyond that, and we talked about this a little bit while we were watching, but like just the impact of the landing
Yeah.
would have taken off the bomb that was underneath the stupid bottom of the. It
If
would have
not the bomb,
destroyed
like, yeah, you
destroyed the axles, destroyed
Yeah,
the wheels.
You
Destroyed
were not driving 50 miles an
yeah,
hour
the
anymore.
bus would just stop.
Maybe the bus driver might be surviving. Everyone else on the bus would be
Oh,
dead.
yeah.
But it's simply the bus is simply not made
Yeah.
to.
The roof would have collapsed. The
Yeah,
windows would have blown
it's
out.
it's not made for that. It's
Yeah.
made to go just on flat land at like.
It ain't a sports bus.
But yeah,
see what they could have done, right?
It's not the tumbler.
If there was like one beam connecting the two parts, they had to get the bus on two wheels, like lean to one
That's
side
better.
and then
That's better.
Or even if you had two beams, but it was just really, like wobbly and she
Yeah.
had to be, right on them. Something like that. Yeah, I can see.
or I don't know if they like destroyed the rear wheels of the bus, and so they had to like drag the bus, or like the back end just came off, or
Yeah, had
something.
to find a way to change a tire while still driving.
Yeah, like the back end comes off and they lose another person or two. Like
Either way, like, this movie was actually working.
Yeah.
It was working. And now, like, you can recover from this, but it's hard.
It takes you out of it.
Yeah, and it took me out hard.
and you know what? I think we need to take a break. Welcome back, guys. So, our bus just leapt a 50-foot gap.
Into Cake
We
Town.
needed to regroup and get cake.
Yes. It was time for cake and a rest from the bullshit. But now straight back in.
So now they're like, Keanu Reeves is like, all right, just get off the highway right there, airport, go now. And they
Smart
flew to the
move.
airport.
Mhm,
Yeah,
very smart.
well, except running over to Spike Strip.
Yeah.
But I mean, he didn't know. So yeah, they're in the airport now. They could drive around to their heart's content. Granted, all the traffic to LAX has to get redirected, but whatevs. They can drive this thing around all the time, to their heart's content, and try to disarm the bomb, because now there's no security cameras.
But
there's
now-
no helicopter news cameras.
But now the graboids show up.
Rob is grasping that straw, is trying to get interested in this.
No, the
movie.
real problem is, turns out the runway wasn't finished.
Yeah.
Turns out
It's just a pit to hell.
no one cared.
Yeah. That too.
So what if okay.
Losing.
So
There.
Keanu Reeves is like, yo, let me get off the bus, Dennis Hopper. That was never in the rules. Dennis Hopper's like, all right, you can get off the bus, but come right back. And do not attempt to grow a brain. Dick or
a
heart is in the
problem.
cards, but brain.
Yeah. Not a
He's
problem.
like, I'm Keanu Reeves. It's all right.
Yeah. I don't need one of those.
I believe it's also around here he realizes that there is a onboard camera.
Not yet. Not till
No?
the post Jeff Daniels freak out.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so he gets onto this little tiny little dolly thing.
Yeah,
that's
maintenance dolly, kind of.
dragged on a truck behind him at 50 miles an hour with these tiny little wheels. This is not going to end very well. They dangle him under the bus. He can't disarm the bomb. Jeff Downs is like, fuck it. Found out who this guy is. Let's go to his house. We'll kick his ass. You just hang tight under the bus, I guess.
Yeah. Just hang out there.
They're like, hey, Keanu, we didn't finish the winch on this truck, because when it reaches the end, the string just shoots off like no one tied the cable on or anything.
No one's like holding the wire back or anything
Yeah.
to keep him at a certain length or nothing.
No. So yeah, actually, if you think about it, because he's kind of staying in the same spot, Yeah, so that means that truck's probably going like 100 now to get the distance from it.
I just imagine those two cops just standing there watching this fucking thing like collapse on them, and they're just like, "Is that supposed to happen, Bob?"
Well, they realized
told
at
me
that
anything.
point that he's fucked and there's nothing he can do about it.
I guess.
So they're like, all right, well, I guess we can't stop it.
That's good. He's
So-
a good man.
Hey, Joe Morton, the truck's on fire. Should we put that out?
So fucking the wire breaks off the truck that's towing the dolly, goes under the bus's wheels, and that immediately just rips the dolly out from under Keanu, and he's hanging off the bottom of the bus, but
By a screwdriver in the gas tank.
by a screwdriver in the gas tank. And what's the guy's name? Ortiz?
Ortiz.
Ortiz, it's like, hold my legs, and he like pulls up the center panel,
They say them.
reaches under and pulls out a Keanu, then throws him at the other passengers, Super Mario Brothers 2 style.
Like Birdo?
Well, like a turnip.
Oh, like a
Pull out
turnip.
guy.
Okay, yeah.
This
That's
is
fair.
also where he's like uncomfortably close to Keanu Reeves' crotch and talking about his giant whale.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
giant hairy balls.
Come
I'm
on,
like,
Ace.
what are you talking about, dude? Stop it.
Later, Ortiz.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to start blowing me, that's cool.
All right, so Jeff Daniels is like, I know I'm the sidekick in this movie, but I'm going to save the day.
Nope.
Pulls up
Womp
Dennis
womp.
Hopper's house. Dennis Hopper's like, no, you're not. Blows the whole house up.
I know I'm not.
Blows
Like-
up like a whole bunch of cops.
What did you think was going to happen, honestly?
Yes.
He's not going to have a fucking booby trap? Come on.
I thought he was gonna have that toilet diarrhea scene.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like the guy
He did
used
all
his
over the house.
retirement watch as the timer for the fucking bomb.
Yeah,
Like he
he
didn't
wanted
expect you
to be
guys
found.
to
Yeah.
to know it was going to be him.
So
Wow, this is going surprisingly smoothly.
he basically, right after he blows Jeff Daniels up, he calls Keanu and tells him that.
I do like we have that moment where Jeff Daniels is just about to die, where they basically just turn the camera on him so he can go, "Mother."
Yeah.
Yeah, his face is just like
Ew,
fucked up.
poo.
It would have been funny if someone does a re-edit of this where like it's Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber going, "Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?" And it blows up.
That would be great.
Just that picture of his face first, where he's like,
I was just thinking, those Nintendo sound effects re-edits do this one with Excite Bike. Anyway, so he has a little freak out, like bangs the phone, and he's like, "Yo, calm down." And he sees Annie's wearing an Arizona Wildcats cardigan, which is important because Dennis Hopper's been referring to her as a Wildcat.
Yeah.
Then you see Dennis Hopper has a closed circuit television camera pointed at the bus, super low res. I don't know how the fuck he read that she's wearing like a
Yes.
Arizona Wildcat logo, because it's not like that noticeable.
It was
on
like
the
gray on
cardigan.
gray.
Well, yeah,
"Well,
she-
yeah, it's blue lettering on a gray sweatshirt."
She was wearing that to start and took it off, so he probably saw it before she took it off.
but I'm saying like that could have been right next to the camera. I don't think.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm-
I think that like the backside had a bigger
Yes.
one.
Okay.
I was just gonna say she probably there's more in the back or whatever, but
So now Keanu's like, oh, he can see us. So Mac goes and hijacks a news camera van, who are surprisingly cooperative. They're very
Oh, yeah.
He's just yelling at them the whole time. He's like, play it, blah. And the guy's like, yo, just let me do my thing.
I mean, real talk, it's LA. They probably had just beat up running.
That's fair.
It's like, oh, all right, yeah.
What do we want?
That's fair.
please don't hurt me.
All right, so basically the news van just hijacks the signal for the camera, and they broadcast a loop of everyone on the bus doing the same thing for a while, which fools Dennis Hopper, who goes off to take a dump, assured, of victory. And
Victory dump.
a victory dump, yeah. And at that point,
Like
they
you
bring
do.
up one of those airport bendy buses and start unloading all the passengers. But the bus is losing tires fast. And right as they get Cameron off the bus, the bus starts losing control and pulls away from the bendy bus without all the other people on it. So it's just Keanu and Sandra Bullock on there now.
Mhm.
So Keanu's like, I got it. We're going to use the hatch for the center access hatch. I'm going to tie a rope to something, and that's going to slow us down as we get out of the bus. And it works somehow.
Somehow.
The bus just careens through an airport out of control.
The hatch grows little wheels on the bottom.
Yeah, actually, the
Yeah,
hatch
it
did
does.
have little wheels on the bottom.
It sure did.
Or, like, I don't think that's a standard feature
Nope.
of the bus. Yeah. So this bus just crashes into a cargo liner.
Yeah, it wasn't
Fucking
enough the bus was going to
explodes.
explode. We got to take a plane out, too.
And there's no, like, this wasn't, like, a model or anything. Like, they just fucking blew up a plane.
It was pretty sweet.
It's a cool explosion, I'll give it that. And, of course, like, the one guy driving the tow thingy gets out. He's fine.
Sure he is. Mr. Homer?
Yeah. Presumably, no one was supposed to be on the plane. I doubt that is true. Pretty sure everyone on there died.
Yeah. We were just bringing some kittens over to, I don't know, Africa.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a courier
This'll help the
plane, so it
kids.
was just
Bring him some
everybody's
kids.
mail got destroyed.
So Keanu's kind of lying on the panel on top of Sandra Bullock, and they're whispering sweet nothings to each other. And Mac drives by. He's like, "Hey, you want to go get this guy, or you want to keep lying here?"
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm kind of up for either, whichever you want to do.
I know it seems like a perfect place to end the movie, but we're not done yet.
Yeah, no.
It's like
why
freaking
would we?
Return of the King.
Yeah.
How many endings we gotta have for
Well-
this motherfucker?
This is part 2 where the movie loses a lot of steam because you have a movie about an out of control bus.
Yep.
Done with
That
the
just
out of
ended.
control bus part. You still got a lot of movie left.
And the thing is, they've at this point tricked the bad guy. So you're like, oh, okay, they tricked him. So now they're going to catch him in the act. And it's going to be a satisfying ending for all. But
And Hopper is too smart for that.
oh, dear readers.
Yeah. He outsmarted them yet again. Plus, they're stupid, and Sandra Bullock just starts walking down the street.
All right, first of all, they bring Sandra Bullock there for no reason.
Yep.
What
Second
the
off,
actual hell?
they have 400 dudes scattered around this place. This
Snipers.
dead drop point, snipers everywhere.
And they reveal this guy was a cop.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you
So they
think-
know this.
They know, well, again, here's the problem. We know Jeff Daniels knows this. Did he tell anyone?
he
Yeah.
got told by another cop told him.
Yeah.
Someone else found
Well,
him.
yeah,
might
but
have
she
blown up,
died.
too.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
died in the explosion, too. So
So you think everybody they told was just in this?
yes, nobody's fucking talking to each other.
The movie would have just been so much better if they had just put a bomb in the bag and blew him up.
Yeah.
Poetic justice.
The police
Put a
can't do that.
gold, or he opens up the bag to check the money. There's a shitty gold watch around a bundle of dynamite.
Oh, around a
Yeah.
severed hand.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the police work that
can't
way.
do that. The police can't do that.
Well, this was again,
LAPD.
Yeah, this was around the time of Rodney
If this
King,
were-
so maybe.
If this were a 70s police
Yeah,
movie.
the police can't do that.
or Looney Tunes.
Uh-huh.
Remember, this is an old white ex-cop. The police cannot do that.
Or, okay,
Police cannot do that.
he opens the
We
bag.
gotta take him in alive.
He opens the bag. It's the watch and just a note that says "Pop Quiz Hot Shot," and then he
Yeah.
turns around. Keanu Reeves is there with his gun on him.
Kicks his ass.
Movie's over.
Or it's like, I can't fuck with daddy.
Yeah,
Underwear? This is just full of old dirty underwear?
Jeff
I use
Daniels.
my dirty laundry as a ringer.
Jeff Daniels dirty underwear.
But no, fuck that.
you,
So
Joe.
he notices all the cops, whatever. But it doesn't matter. He had to play anyway.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Yo, why didn't he come pick this money up?" And they're like, "He never showed up." And Reeves is like, "Wait a minute. There's a tracker on the bag. Turn it on." And it's fucking moving.
Oh,
Fuck, there's Ninja Turtles.
there's a hole in the bucket here,
Those
Liza.
damn Ninja Turtles again.
This was actually fairly smart. He just simply drilled a hole under the trash can.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
Dennis Leary and his
Yeah.
his band from Demolition Man.
So,
Who's the mole man?
yeah. And he's taken Sandra Bullock hostage. And put a little bomb thingy on her.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing I don't
Does
like.
that make her a bombshell?
Yeah.
But
Which
All
means
right,
he
so-
just
all
had
right.
this with him, apparently.
So
It
this
was
is
a bad
early
joke, man.
90s, so we're not allowed to have
Don't ever touch me
the
again.
female character be the kick-ass person yet. But Sandra Bullock was handling herself in this movie, as the bus driver. She's doing cool things.
Mhm.
I was like, this is this character's doing some cool
Well, I
stuff.
mean,
and then
Aliens came
She has
out in
some agents.
92,
but
right?
she's useless for the rest of this movie.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
just a fucking hostage. She is just a damsel in distress that I thought, she wasn't
Mhm.
for
well,
most of the movie.
yeah, this is a weird one because, I'm, how do I put this? I'm not, no. Doritos will not be necessary. No,
I
but
think
like,
the problem is that she has a vagina.
no.
Another rose.
I don't
Tico.
want her to be a damsel in distress, but at the same time, she is just a passenger on this bus that got thrown into this stuff.
Mhm.
So, like, I wouldn't be satisfied if she suddenly became an action hero at the end and started doing all cool
I don't
shit.
want her to do that, but I'm saying like she was in a tough situation that she was handling, and then she just suddenly lost all ability to handle.
Yeah,
it.
she-
She gets back for next movie.
Ugh.
She does not get that.
Nope. No, she
Not
doesn't.
at all. All right.
So,
So
to be fair, at that point, she has had to face down Dennis Hopper and a crazy Willem Dafoe. Like, that'll break anyone.
Oh, that was Williams. I totally
Williams.
I forgot everything about
Alright.
that second movie.
just
You're
breeze
better
through this. Like
Just like
Keanu
tomorrow, I'll forgotten everything about
confronts
this.
him. He's like, "Oh, I put a bomb on your girlfriend. Give me my money." Then they get on a subway train. He kicks everyone else off the subway.
I don't get.
Gets the subway going, shoots the driver, shoots the instrument panel, goes to check his money, and the paint bomb goes off, fucks up his money. He's like, yeah. And at this point, for reasons, Keanu Reeves is on the roof of the subway car. He fires all of his bullets into the roof of the subway car, but does not hit Keanu. And then he's like, all right, well, I obviously have to fight this man that's half my age, way stronger than me.
With two fully functioning hands.
Yeah, two fully
Yeah.
functioning hands in hand-to-hand combat.
Yo, for a guy holding a dead man drop switch and a fucked up other hand, he climbed to the top of that train
Yeah.
and across that train.
Without
And
him,
beat
without him
Keanu's
knowing.
ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he was winning that fight.
He was
for a
winning,
while.
yeah.
He got to the top of that train as, like, he was a freaking alien. Like,
Like, he
Spider-Man.
teleported up there.
yeah, just...
He uses crinkly hands.
Yeah.
But what's funny is like, okay, suppose Keanu never showed up, right?
Mhm.
He shot the instrument panel for the train.
Yeah.
So it could no longer be stopped.
Right.
So what was he going to do?
All right.
What was his end game here?
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Okay.
So, all right, Keanu Reeves, I do like this part because the guy's like, I'm smarter than you. Dennis Hopper's like, I'm smart. I don't know why I'm doing a Trump accent. Trump.
I
That,
know
that,
why.
was, that wasn't a Trump. That was-
It wasn't, but I know why he thought it was.
Yeah. But anyway, so he's like
Smarter than you.
waving the bomb in his face. So Keanu Reeves holds his head up to like this light that's going by in the tunnel, and it just knocks Dennis Hopper's head off.
Just
Clean
right off.
Pretty cool way for him to die. I'll admit that. Should have like been dealt with way earlier in the movie.
Gave him
Should
the
have never
old-
gone on the subway, but this is a cool way to kill him.
Give the old action park.
Yep.
All right, so movie's over. Oh wait, no, it's
No, it's
Nope.
not.
No,
Nope.
we got Speed 2 in the middle of this.
Oh.
So yeah, I do like his reply though when he's like, "I'm smarter than you," and then he's like, "Yeah, well, I'm taller." After he beheaded, so then he climbs down, gets the bomb off Sandra Bullock, disarms it, and then they're like, "We can't slow the train down." And Mac's like, "You're running out of track." Okay,
Also, why can't you slow the train down?
several problems.
Why isn't anything here finished?
Okay, the emergency brake, which in many movies I've had problems with. I did research last night because I had to talk about this.
There's a bunch on every train car. There's a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I looked up what happens when you pull that brake. Sure enough, it does immediately fire a large reserve of compressed air, forcing the brakes on every car to activate, stopping the train within seconds, violently, and it will not release those brakes until like railroad workers have come and released them, delaying like the train for at least 15 minutes under good conditions and every other train on that track.
Wow.
All right. So that's all you have to do to stop a train. Those brakes are literally everywhere. You don't need Peter Parker attaching webs to fucking God knows what. I hate that so much.
Oh my
anyway.
Oh, God.
So,
Joe is turning into the Hulk.
so
I see your truth.
besides that, he can speed the train up. He can turn the throttle to full. Ergo,
You can turn it down.
to zero.
Yeah, bring it down.
Like,
Yeah.
Either way, it's fine.
Also, why is the subway track not finished?
It's LA. Nothing's fit.
Nothing here is finished.
So, let me ask you this. Where was the subway headed?
Why isn't there a switch to switch tracks?
Okay.
Can I just throw out one quick thing? Because I think it might be inspiration for this movie. Apparently, when they first were filming this, they ran out of money before they finished the movie. So they when they showed the first screeners of it, presumably this whole train sequence was just animatics and storyboards that they showed to people. And I'm wondering if that's where he got the idea. Like, that's the answer. Nothing's finished. Nothing is finished. The highway, the train tracks.
Nothing in this movie is finished.
Nothing's
Oh,
finished.
God.
Okay, I'll propose this. That's just the end of the line where the train stops and then goes back in the other direction. You know how it goes in the other direction? The other control room at the other end of the fucking train, which would have the brake.
Yeah. It's supposedly a driver who's
There's
alive.
a million ways to stop this train.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad because you're like, this movie, it did a lot of things right and it tried. And I know I'm getting to my review part a little early, but like, what the fuck, movie?
Yeah.
The train's off the tracks, it's turned sideways, it's barreling through things, it busts out on the street.
Again, like, I agree with all of that nonsense, but it does, the thing that bothers me the most is then, what the hell was Dennis Hopper's plan?
Well, his plan was he was going to get off the subway somewhere.
Somehow.
Somehow.
What? How?
I don't know. Blow Sandra Bullock up.
No, I
and
get all that.
And make them think that was him.
I get all that,
Yeah.
but his plan is to get off somehow, even though he apparently shot the only controls to stop
No,
it,
he was gonna
and
pull-
the conductor.
He was going to pull the emergency brake.
That he shot.
Probably.
Like,
It supposedly didn't work.
you know, he's smart.
That's why he made sure Keanu did not grow a brain.
Fair enough.
You would think he would have opened up the money bag, like, as soon as he got
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's the other thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, he's a cop. And, like, or he was a cop. And he would know, or at least understand that, like, they put dye
Yeah.
in like money bags for,
Yeah.
like, this kind of bullshit from banks, whatever. So when you open the bag up, all the money's ruined for fucking orange or purple dye, whatever color it is. And he's forgot about it.
The funny thing is, earlier when we first see Sandra Bullock is, got the whatever explosives on her and whatnot, he throws her some kind of bag and says, "Fill it up." And I thought the idea was to have her open the bag and move the money over, so if there was a die pack, she would get hit.
Yep.
But apparently not the case. She
You
just
also-
put the whole thing in there for him to catch
Also
later.
specifically asked for clear bags.
Yeah.
So he could theoretically see the dye bomb. All right. Anyway.
All right. Ugh.
The movie ends there with, like, she's still stuck to the pole. Makeouts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over.
Everybody's watching.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah.
They're like, "Hey,
Sure,
we
take pictures.
gonna bang or whatever." She's like, "Yeah, we're gonna bang or whatever."
Like, she says that. She actually, like,
that's basically it.
he's
Our
like, yo,
relationship
they don't work, from stress. She's like, I guess we'll just be sexual then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you don't show up for the sequel, you jackass.
Cue speed theme song.
He was making Giant Mnemonic, right?
Yeah.
What year did Speed 2 come out?
He might have been making the Matrix.
Making the Matrix? I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever he was doing was better than Speed.
Yes.
I'm surprised they got Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
He didn't pay for cars. I don't know.
Yeah, she
I don't know.
got a screened-in porch.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's the end of the movie.
Yes.
So let's take a quick commercial break. All right, boys. We survived Speed. What do we got to say about this?
All right, so on RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 94%.
What?
Whoa.
Audience
Rob just
gave the-
spit up his water.
Yeah, this is a weird one. Audience gave this a score of 76%. I think somebody's been fudging the numbers since this came out, so I don't know how reliable that is.
Wow.
Somebody's been fudging, all right. Brian, what do you think about that?
I like the movie. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it has its faults and it's a little bit too long, but yeah, like the action is kind of cool, and the suspense kind of nice, and like it moves. The scenes that need to move pretty well for the first half of the movie, and it draws you in, and like it's fun. Like, fuck, like it's not like not gonna win an Oscar in it bullshit, but like it's a turn your brain off kind of fun movie, and I'd watch it again. It's something. If it's on in the background, some shit happens, I'm like, all right, great, this is cool. I'd say watch it. It's the C is about right. It's a C plus movie. But yeah, it's fun. I'll watch it again.
Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say about before Tony read off the ratings. In my mind, it was probably a C plus. Just dumb '90s fun, like action movie. It ticks a lot of the boxes that we kind of know as famous cliches and stereotypes from '90s action movies. After, like, I wouldn't recommend people. I don't know how I'm gonna word this. After seeing it today, I don't really feel like I'm gonna need to see it any time in like the near to distant future. But if you've not seen it, it does have some like classic scenes. I think Keanu and Sandra Bullock have a lot of good chemistry, and Dennis Hopper plays a good crazy villain. So if you're in like an action movie, Moo, definitely give it a watch, but I don't think it necessitates multiple viewings. But yeah, I'd say like solid C+.
Tony.
Yep, same boat as everybody else. It's not real thought-provoking, and I understand getting upset over stupid things like jumping the shark / giant hole in the highway, but it's a fun enough movie if you want to throw it on like on a lazy Sunday or whatever. You can even fall asleep a couple times and you'll be just fine. So like a good hangover movie or whatever too. Not a high recommendation, but yeah, it's fun.
Joe.
Nope. Fuck this movie. Hated it. It's just good enough in acts 1 and 2 to make me mad when they fuck the whole thing up in act 3. So like if this was as stupid as it was at the end throughout the whole movie, I might recommend it and enjoy it, but it's actually, I was enjoying it and then it fucked up. I like me some Sandra Bullock. Dennis Hopper was okay. Could leave everything else. Fuck this movie. I would say it is a D-, but not recommend.
Okay. I fall way more on Joe's side on this. I did not.
Well, I gotta be sides.
All right. My opinion is more likened to Joe's opinion than it is to your opinion on this particular film. This microfiche that we have devoured. This is pretty much everything I hate about 90s movies, all just wrapped up. I just found it boring and forgettable. Like, I don't find it a great action movie. I didn't find it anything. Like, I was just kind of like, all right, I get it. They're on a bus. And then once I realized, oh, the bus is not going to be the end of it. It's just going to keep going. I was like, just end this thing. Just end it. So I didn't enjoy it. I'm glad that I've not seen it up until this point. I feel proud of myself that I made the right decision. I'm not mad that I've seen it, but I never want to see it again. And I can't recommend it because I don't think it's interesting enough to be like, oh yeah, see it. Even just for the novelty. I don't think it held that. So I'm going to say no. And that's pretty much going to be it.
Fair enough. But it still kind of gets a passing grade from us. So we kind of recommend Speed. Kind of.
Sure.
I remember watching it as a kid and then totally forgetting that like the bus isn't the end. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm going to wake up tomorrow and not remember anything about this film.
I still remember how I felt in 1994
about
all right. This movie.
Yeah, this is one I imagine somewhere in the not too distant future I will remember the same like 2 or 3 aspects of it. And
in the not too distant future. That's a good call. If this were like a Mystery Science Theater or a Riff Tracks, I would probably be all over it.
Oh, I would love this to get Riff Tracked.
But yeah, just sitting through it on its own.
Yep, that's fair.
All right. Can I propose two bad ideas to make the movie better?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, one makes no sense, but Dennis Hopper's on the bus all along. He was a passenger.
Ooh.
Like Jigsaw. He likes to be close.
Is this an M. Night Shyamalan thing?
Yeah. Like he was a twist. There was never... The bomb was just candy. I don't know.
The bomb was candy.
I'm made of the bomb.
He was Ortiz the whole time.
Yeah. Idea 2, the bus is on Fury Road.
Okay.
Hell yes.
It's full of prisoners that have to get to a certain distance or the bomb, and the bomb will disarm. But if, everyone else is trying to stop them and they can't go below 50 or the bomb explodes. Most things are better on Fury Road.
Yes, they are.
All right. Well,
save that for Fury Road 2.
Anybody else?
Fury Road 2, Speed.
Furry Road. Just a
Max
bunch of anthros hanging out.
Just a bus full of fruit.
All right, so what else we got for the people, Brian?
So, it's that time again for us to roll D20 of Fate to see what we watch next. And I rolled this movie. It's Rob's turn now. So, Rob, why don't you open that black sack, pull that D out.
Now, as it is both y'all's birthday, I should say, would you like the right of Prima not to veto my role and choose your own film?
Okay with that.
You both have to decide on one together, though, which I don't think is possible.
Would we be rolling together?
Just let Destiny.
Let Destiny rule.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta use my right hand because it's got more power in it.
You're not ambidextrous?
Well,
depends on the
lefties
act.
for fun. Rights for business.
That's the one he's been sitting on this whole time.
3.
Oh,
All right.
I chose not to roll it, but it still rolled my number.
All right. Okay. 3 is 1991's The Rocketeer.
Oh, sweet.
I was wondering when this would come up. All right.
It's on Disney Plus.
Now, this I remember nothing about other than a jetpack and a zeppelin.
It is.
That's all you need to know.
Alan Arkin.
It is harmless.
Okay.
Alan Arkin and
Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, I
dude
was
from Lost.
I was one number off
No,
Predators.
The other Daughtry,
Jeez.
the James Bond,
Indian in the
other-
cupboard.
Oh,
Heck?
Roger
No.
Daltrey.
They got a
Not
lot of.
Not Roger Daltrey.
Yeah. All right.
Let's
Anyway,
end it now.
so that's it, guys. We want to thank you
Pierce Brosnan.
so very much for listening. Have you bought a T-shirt yet? You should really consider doing that. Teespring.com/4am podcast. Go buy yourself a T-shirt. They're super comfy, really soft, really nice, and they help us support the podcast.
If you
It's
get a
also on our
size,
website.
if you get a size too big, just wear it as a nightshirt.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
rule. That was the rule in my
It was
house.
so soft.
You can finally retire that Tweety Bird shirt that's down to your knees that you got from Walmart.
My Taz Space Jam shirt.
Get rid of that.
You got one of those? Those are dope.
Oh yeah, those are sweet.
You're
That
gross.
will never retire.
Y'all gross. Anyway, we want to say a very happy birthday to our fellow friends, Tony and Brian. They're so sweet, and we love them so. But we want
your
to.
birthday beatings in the parking lot.
That's right. We want to thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, please consider subscribing for our episode of Archive merchandise store. And more information, check out our website at 4ampodcast.podbean.com. You can, of course, find us on Twitter or Facebook at 4am Podcast. Got anything to say to us? Email us at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. That's the number 4ampodcast@gmail.com. We're eager to hear from you. We'll read it. We read all of our emails. I read all
Eventually.
of our emails. And then I tell you guys about them.
Respond to them months later.
Yes, that's true. And, of course, you can...
Response guaranteed within a fiscal quarter.
Woohoo!
We respond once we have enough to make an episode, which if that happened more frequently.
Speaking of fiscal quarters, if you want to support what we do, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/4am podcast. We have a couple patrons, and they are awesome, and we
Thank you,
love
patron.
them. And we put special stuff on Patreon sometimes
Sharon,
when we can
hi,
make
Chelsea,
the
hi, Ricky.
things work,
I
scheduling.
will.
I will.
But we love you dearly. We all need to go to bed now. So thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Deuces.
Bye.
Bye.
Can't stop, won't stop. Fast bus for life.
Must stop.
Good night, everybody.
Adios.